Welcome everyone to session 3 of Hands of the White Wizard. This is a campaign for the One Ring 2nd edition by Free League Publishing. Last time, we spent 2 missions at the behest of Saruman. We have become his hands as he seeks to discover what pieces are in play in the great game that is about to unfold in Middle-earth. And we went at his bequest to Crow Hall, place of the Dunlendings, to discover what was happening there, to deliver a package to Gorsod, the chief. We had also, before we arrived at Isengard, we had discovered a burnt-out farmhouse. Looked like raiders had been there. We mentioned this, and he suggested that we do what we could in his stead to ensure the peace and find out what was going on in Crow Hall. And so we went there, and we discovered that 2 of the people that were advisors to Gorsod were less than helpful, and it seemed as though they had their own ideas for who should rule in Gorsod's stead due to his poor health. We discovered that they had taken away some medicine that was in the box, the gift that we were to give to Gorsod, and we also learned that there was a survivor from the raid, a man named Seppa, who was Beorning, and he had witnessed the raid from afar and had tried to pursue, and he felt that vengeance should be his because the daughter of this Sigulf, whose home it was, had been taken. Well, we found Gorsod's son. That's the one who had done the raiding, who had taken the child, and we also ended up battling against a terrible Barrow-wight that had been brought forth and was causing all manner of distress to the people of Crow Hall. Putting an end to those troubles, we saw to it that the daughter of Gorsod would go back to Isengard to receive education, as well as we were welcome in the lands of the Dunlendings at any point, at least those controlled by Gorsod near Crow Hall. Now, Dunland is a large place with many smaller clans and villages, and because we're friends with Gorsod does not mean that they will all be friendly with us, but at least we are always welcome in Crow Hall. And so we journeyed back to Isengard to pass this news on to Saruman, and then he bade us to spend Yule wherever we saw fit. And we went to Rivendell, and we kind of discussed some of what happened at Yule last time, but let's just go over really quickly if anyone wants to share anything. I know we had some great discussions in Discord about this because it's been a hot minute since we've played. And so does anyone want to share what they did at Yule? Perhaps we can start with Adrahil. I know you mentioned you were going to write a song. Did you ever get around to doing that?
Yes. Adrahil and Moriel had planned to write a lay about our adventures in the last few weeks. So we composed a song. I did actually write a poem. It's not great, but I suppose it gets to the point.
Would you care to recite it? You don't need to, sing the song, but would you care to recite the words for us?
Yes, I believe I sent it to you, but I can't access it. You might have to give me access to it in Foundry.
Yeah, so it's going to be under items, songs. Let me give you, I'll give you Observer on that. Now, can you see the Lay of Crow Hall in there?
Yes, I can see it. Yeah. So, yes, I figured that as we spent time... Yule time and Rivendell, while Adrahil doesn't often take to writing songs or that sort, perhaps the music of the elves got to his heart, and he felt somewhat inspired to write this.
Go ahead if you'd like to recite it.
Yes, south we did travel, beneath great mountains desolate lands were found. With the wisest of wizards long councils were held. Many leagues were crossed upon the blood-soaked, barren ground. And at the gates of Crow Hall mighty gifts were laid down. But alas, an ancient evil had been awakened from ancient mounds. A great battle was waged, many wounds were wrought, yet in the end the cries of triumph did sound. With the vanquish of evil, oaths were kept, honor was bound, and back to the north we journeyed round.
Excellent. Now this is a lay, so this will help us during a council. So if you sing this song during a council, this is a great way to basically explain, hey, look, we're important because here's some of our exploits. That lets you ignore being weary during a council. So if anyone has the weary condition, uh, that will let you ignore that so that ones, twos, and threes on the six-sided die will count as those numbers and not as a zero. So very, very useful. I'm going to go ahead and add that. In fact, I'll put everyone as ownership on there as an observer. And let me add that to our list of songs on our fellowship. The Lay of Crow Hall. We also have a Song of Victory about Helm Hammerhand that was taught to us by Kaelur, the strange bard woman that we met on the road to Crow Hall. So we once per session we can use a Song of Victory to help us in combat, again to ignore being weary, or the lay that helps us in a council to avoid being weary. Excellent. What about Moriel? Did you do anything during Yule?
Yeah, I think Moriel would have helped Adrahil compose this.
And
play.
did you in real life?
I did actually.
You guys got
yeah.
together. Okay, excellent, excellent. What about Goric? How did you spend Yule?
Yeah, Goric spent what time he could in the Rivendell libraries, being the student of lore that he is. He spent some time studying over maps that he might not be familiar with, but he liked reading through the various tomes of the histories, specifically the telling of the Nirnaeth Arnoediad, as we all know, of course, is the Battle of Unnumbered Tears. The Elven perspective, he was surprised to see an accurate portrayal of the dwarves' part in that battle, helping the elves out. I think he came away with a little bit more of an appreciation for elves in general and the fight they've been putting up against evil.
Well, considering that you're journeying with three elves, it might be good to have that sort of mindset. So I think that's definitely going to help you in your adventures. And I do have some rewards for people that have done things during Yule, so I'll get to that in just a second. What about Kalanhir? How did you spend Yule?
Um. uh. Yeah. Callan here basically just spent it sort of going around and sort of spending time with everyone and getting to know them and getting to know their stories.
So I
better.
would say maybe strengthening the fellowship.
Yeah, that was sort of what I was thinking, sort of what I was going for. Just sort of strengthening the bonds between them all, is getting to know them better.
Yeah, this will, in game terms, this will give us a +1 to our fellowship points for this session. So we have we get an additional point we can spend, and we use those points to either recover hope or use our patron feature, which we'll get to that here in just a minute. But we get an extra point this session for that. So excellent, well done. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Did you have more you wanted to say?
No, that was basically it.
Okay, excellent. And Thaladir, you made an amazing series of posts in the Discord a while back about your journeys during Yule. Do you want to maybe sum up some of that for us?
Sure. Yeah, like the idea was that like he is still running some sort of horse trade from Rivendell. That it's like kind of like less important branch of the still well, not a company, enterprise that is still originally run by his uncle from Forlindon. So he was like, if I am being guided into lands of Rohan, I probably the Valar want me to go there, and I should probably check out their fabled horses. And so he tried to get some sort of contact in some sort of stable master of Rohirrim, and he managed to get some sort of this vague promise that if I bring up some fine horses of the elves, then the stable master is willing to trade me some of fine Rohirrim horses, because he was like, I am not selling you my horses.
Right.
I don't know if you are Mordor spy or who you are, but I will only give my horses to someone I know cares about horses. So it was a bit of a back and forth hassle everywhere. But as I was traveling back there and then back to Mithlond, the Grey Havens, I was also asking. Taladir was asking a lot about rumors, trying to play some songs in the local taverns, asking back and forth, not really meeting anyone particularly interesting until I got into Grey Havens, where I met. What was the name of the guy? Kaldir, the envoy of Kirdan, who said that
Yeah.
he was concerned about that there's supposedly some ships roaming around the western coast of Middle Earth. Not sure what they are supposed to be, but they are far too big to be fishermen and too far from the coast. But they are aggressive or can be caught, so we don't know yet. But
Yeah,
it is
exactly.
certainly concerning
Yeah,
because
you had heard what sounds like maybe even some of the locals suspect they could be pirates that are maybe raiding, although you didn't come across any reports of raids at all. But it's very concerning that, large ships have been spotted.
yeah, like elves do not like it if someone touches their boats that go west.
Exactly. Now, that's going to come into play in this session, that particular rumor and chain of events. For everyone, because of the amazing participation we've had with the Yule during the break between last session and this one, I want to give out some bonus adventure points. So I'm gonna dole those out right now. So I'm gonna give everyone 2 adventure points, but then I'm going to give an extra one to Thaladir, because it was amazing, the story. Like, I was absolutely enthralled with the tale that you had woven there. So I'm going to give you an extra adventure point, and then if you guys want to spend those adventure points, because it's still kind of the end of Yule, this is when you spend those points. I think now this gives a few of you enough to potentially raise like wisdom or valor, or maybe raise a combat skill. So, does anyone have any spending in mind of how they may want to spend some adventure points? And I can post the little chart here. It's under the journals in the cheat sheet section. If I post that there. So it costs 8 adventure points to go up to Valor 2 or Wisdom 2, and 12 to go or for a combat skill to go from 1 to 2, and then to go to 3 it takes 12. So you can either bank those for the next fellowship phase, or you're welcome to spend some now. We'll start kind of the same order we went through for the Yule stuff. Adrahil, did you want to spend any points?
Yes, Adrahil would like to take his wisdom up to 2, if possible.
Okay. And that will cost you 8. So I'll deduct those on your chart here. Now, when your wisdom goes up, that gives you a bonus from that. You get to choose a new.
Yeah, I believe it's a virtue, right?
Virtue, yeah. Or it's been a minute. I forget. Is it valor that does virtue, or is it wisdom?
No, wisdom gives you
Wisdom
virtues.
is virtue.
Valor gives you rewards for your inventory.
So yeah, is there a virtue that you want to take, Adrahil?
Yes, I think having the chance to spend several months resting in Rivendell, he'll take Endurance of the Ranger, which is one of the Ranger virtues, and I think will prove to make him hardier for the journeys ahead.
Yeah, so this raises your maximum endurance rating by 1, and then you never gain fatigue during a journey, which is amazing. And that's if you wear a suit of leather armor with no helm, or no armor at all, and carry no shield, you never gain fatigue during a journey. So let me raise your endurance by 1. Perfect. And you do have leather. You have a shield, but you could stow it on a pony or something. I'm not going to be a huge stickler for that. So I think the spirit of the rule is there. You don't want to get the fatigue during a journey, and I am inclined to agree that that's going to be super useful.
Yes, I guess I just won't. Well, I have a leather corselet. Would that be all right? Or
it counts as leather armor. Yeah.
I guess just not any like chainmail or that sort of.
coat of mail or chain shirt, things like that.
All right, thank you.
And Moriel, did you want to spend any adventure points? You also have 9.
No.
You're gonna bank those?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. And then, what about Kalan here?
Yeah, I think I do. I think I want to up my wisdom.
Okay. That will likewise get you a virtue, or excuse me, a virtue. And you can choose from any of the commons, or you can choose from any of the Elf of Mirkwood virtues.
Yeah, I think I want one from Elves of Mirkwood. I think I want Shots in the Dark.
Shots in the Dark. Drop that onto your sheet. So Shots in the Dark, when you're in a forest or at night, you are inspired on all of your combat rolls, which is fantastic. So either in a forest or at night. Yeah. How about Goric? Did you want to spend any points? You've got 6. You don't quite have enough to... That's right, you missed a session with us. You don't quite have enough to bump that up. You want to bank those for next time?
Yeah, we'll wait till next fellowship.
Okay. And Thaladir? Did you want to spend...
If you take a look into my profile, I have a suspicion I don't have the correct amount of skill points and adventure points, because I remember distinctly that I was upgrading last time, and I still seem to have a bit too many.
I don't think they got taken off, because your wisdom has gone up, so you should have 8 off of there.
Yeah, I think that is correct. And I know that I increased Persuade from 1 to 2 on skill points. So that should be another 8 skill points fewer.
Else that'll put you at 10.
But this should still leave me enough adventure points for leveling Valor, right?
Yeah, you could move Valor up if you want to do that.
Yeah.
Take another reward.
Yeah, I will do that. I will take I will take a Valor just to be better on dread tests.
Yeah. Do you know what reward you want to take?
It has been a while. But
I do have the list in the items. Under items, you'll see under characteristics, I've got the reward. So there's close fitting,
right,
cunning make, fell, grievous, keen, or reinforced.
Right, I remember, but it is kind of a wonky thing because it requires also my changing of my gear. Basically, I would take stronger armor than mail shirt, but make it cunning make, and then drop also the helmet.
Yeah. So let's. So you want to drop the helm as well?
Yeah, the helm would go away, the mail shirt would go away, and I would take coat of mails with cunning make.
Okay, I should have that. Let's see if I've got that here. Coat of mail, cunning make. Yes, I do. And we'll equip it. Okay. Yeah. You've now got coat of mail with cunning make.
Yeah.
And let me see if I've got cunning make on here. I'm just going to drop that on your sheet so we know that you've taken that reward. Perfect.
Yep. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. All right. Let's. Anything else anyone wants to cover during Yule before we head back to meet with Saruman?
I had a question.
Yes.
Do we I still have like temporary shadow points. Do we lose those?
Yes. So during Yule, we did lose some shadow for our deeds. Let me see if anyone else. Let me double check that. You don't lose them all during Yule. Grab this real quick here. 120. Yeah, so we did a if we had marginally interfered with the return of the shadow, I think that was what we did. Then we each lost one, and so I show you've got 3. I show a few people have still a little shadow, so I think those temporary points will stay on there. You don't actually lose all your shadow during those, but you do end up losing some. But I think we did that last time.
Okay.
So so something where at some point you may need to take a shadow scar just to knock that into a permanent single shadow point, but you may want to let it get up there a little bit first.
Yeah.
Any other questions? All right. Let's jump in. The road to Isengard is familiar now. The dark crown of Orthanc rises above the distant plain just as it always has, a black spear thrust against the sky. The ring wall remains unbroken, and the green fields surrounding the ancient fortress are still fair and well kept. Yet, as you draw nearer, something feels different. And I'll take us to our map. The map looks the same, but there's been changes. You hear it before you see it. A faint ringing, metal upon metal. The steady rhythm of hammers, and the sound grows louder with every mile. When you first visited Isengard, the ring seemed a place of learning and quiet purpose. The gardens were tranquil. The voices of scholars and messengers drifted among the trees. The wind and bird song were the loudest sounds beyond the walls. Yet now the air hums with industry. Columns of pale smoke rise from newly built furnaces scattered throughout the valley. Wagons laden with ore trundle along fresh-cut roads. Teams of laborers move to and fro carrying timber, stone, and iron. The scent of flowers still lingers in the air, but now it mingles with coal smoke and the smell of hot metal. Passing through the gates, the changes become even more apparent. Where once stood groves and open lawns, now stand workshops and storehouses. New buildings have appeared along the inner ring, sturdy structures of timber and stone. Blacksmiths labor beside roaring forges. Sparks leap skyward with every strike of the hammer. The iron caves beneath Isengard have clearly been expanded. Fresh spoil heaps lie near several tunnel mouths. Miners coated in dust emerge from the depths hauling carts heavy with iron ore, and others descend carrying tools and lanterns into newly opened shafts. The work never seems to cease. Day and night alike hammers ring, furnaces roar, wheels creak. The ancient fortress feels more alive than before. Yet there is something curious. The new mines should already have yielded enough space for 100 storehouses. And indeed, many such chambers have already been built. Still, the digging continues. Near the foot of Orthanc, guarded passages descend underground where no mines existed before. Fresh stone has been hauled from these excavations as well, though the tunnels do not appear to follow any vein of ore. Instead, they vanish down into darkness. Deeper, far deeper than seems necessary. Workers speak little of what is being built below. Perhaps they do not know. Perhaps they have not been told. Yet high above it all stands Orthanc, unchanged, silent, and watching. The great tower casts its long shadow across the ring of Isengard as the afternoon sun sinks westward. For a moment you recall your first arrival here, the peace of the gardens, the quiet wisdom of Saruman, the sense of an ancient refuge standing apart from the troubles of the world. But now that peace, it has not vanished, not entirely, but it has become harder to find beneath the sound of hammers. You hear a comfortable and familiar voice behind you. The enemy gathers strength in Mordor. Should we do less? Iron, provisions, secure storehouses, defensible positions. These are not luxuries, my friends. They are necessities. Wisdom alone cannot hold back the shadow. Your audience with Saruman takes place not in the gardens this time, but in one of the upper chambers overlooking the Ring of Isengard. Through the tall windows, you see the changes spreading across the fortress. Miners move like ants below. Furnaces glow red even in daylight, and the ringing of hammers drifts faintly upward from the workshops. Yet here in the heights of Orthanc there is still peace. Ancient books line the walls from floor to ceiling. Maps cover a great table of polished wood. Sunlight pours through crystal windows and dances upon scrolls and brass instruments gathered from distant lands. Saruman stands near the window, hands clasped behind his back, and for a time he studies the works below him. Then he turns with a thoughtful look upon his face. My friends, you have served me well, and he gestures for you to gather around the map table. There is another matter that requires attention. And with one slender finger he traces the course of the River Isen westward. And let me take us to our map. A minor mystery, I suspect, and a faint smile touches his lips. A trifling matter, most likely. But great troubles often arise from the smallest of things. And he taps a point near the river's mouth where it meets the sea. And that point is right here. Word has reached me from merchants, fishermen, wanderers, and others whose tales are usually best received with a healthy degree of skepticism. Yet when enough rumors gather together, even the wisest man must take notice. And he begins pacing slowly around the room. There are reports of miraculous healings, of prophecies, of enchantments, and his white eyebrows raise slightly, and most intriguingly, wizardry. The word hangs in the air. Curious, is it not? I have no recollection of establishing a rival order of wizards upon the coast. He returns to the table and sets his finger upon the western coast of the land. The lands near the sea are little known to most folk. Sparse villages, fishing communities, middlemen dwelling far from the concerns of kings and lords. Good people, for the most part. Suspicious, independent, occasionally dangerous, frequently stubborn. In this regard, they resemble nearly every other people in Middle-earth. However, a figure has arisen among them. A prince, they call him, the Sea Prince. And Saruman says the title carefully as though he's weighing it. Accounts differ wildly. Some describe a wise counselor, others a healer, others a prophet. Some claim he possesses powers beyond those of ordinary men. Perhaps he does. That is what I would like you to discover. Travel west, follow the Isen to its mouth. Find this Sea Prince. Speak with him. Observe him. Learn what manner of man he truly is. And for a moment his expression becomes distant. There are many sources of power in this world. Some are benign, some are perilous, and some wear a fair face while concealing darker purposes. He turns and studies each of you in turn. He may prove to be nothing more than a charismatic barbarian chief. He may possess some fragment of forgotten lore as Dunwalla did. Perhaps he has uncovered an elven relic from the elder days. And his voice remains calm. yet beneath it lies unmistakable concern. The wise cannot afford to ignore such things. And he puts both his hands upon the map. Determine whether this sea prince is dangerous. Determine whether his powers are genuine. And if you discover anything untoward, and his eyes rest on each one of you, take whatever action your wisdom deems necessary. And the room falls silent. At length, Saruman smiles again, not as a commander issuing orders, but as a teacher expressing confidence in trusted pupils. I leave the details to your good judgment. And then he straightens and looks once more towards the western window, towards the unseen ocean beyond. There are corners of Middle-earth where old powers still linger. Most are sleeping, but now and then one awakens. For the briefest instant, something unreadable passes across his face. It's not fear or excitement, but something closer to fascination. And then it's gone. The White Wizard turns back to the company. Make ready. The road is long, and the sea keeps its secrets well. Let me paste something here into chat. This is the mission that we will have. I need to drop this in. Give me 1 second. And then we can choose our patron benefit. I kind of mentioned that earlier. We can do any questions you might have for Saruman, but then we get to choose 3 skills for our patron benefit. This is in our campaign journal. So we can choose 3 skills during the start of each adventuring phase, and they'll remain the same until the start of the next fellowship phase, which will probably be 1 or 2 sessions. And you can spend a fellowship point to obtain a magical success with that chosen skill. Additionally, at the end of a council, you can spend a number of fellowship points to add an equal number of successes to its outcome. And this proved very useful last time in our final council with Gorsad. So we can kind of discuss what 3 skills we want to have with us for this adventuring phase. Last time we did healing, riddle, and awe. But if anyone has any suggestions, we can go ahead and get those listed, as well as any questions you might have for Saruman about this mission. Anyone have a suggestion for a skill that you'd like to have be one of the patron skills that we could get a magical success with?
Healing's probably is still a good
bad
choice.
idea. Yeah, go ahead.
I was saying healing's probably still a good choice.
Yeah, never a
'Cause-
bad idea
because
to
we don't
have a
we
lot
don't
of
really have
healing.
healers.
Right. And
You have enough elves. You have enough elves to get magic success on healing. But I also think that currently the setup as the skills for me is good.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe awareness. Maybe magical success could manifest in the form of some of Saruman's little bird friends,
Absolutely.
making us aware of potential threats around us.
Any other suggestions or ideas?
I think what we have is good. These suggestions are good, I think.
Or maybe one other thing maybe would be insight to maybe help see his true nature
so
or something.
That's exactly the mission here is to find this guy and find out what's exactly going on. I think insight would be a great one. Maybe you would have the wisdom of Saruman at your command. So what if we did healing, awareness, and insight? Does that sound good?
Sure.
Any questions for Saruman before we depart towards the sea?
I have a dim recollection that there used to be old Second Age men settlements of Numenor somewhere in that area, but I have no idea where exactly. Does he know if there were colonies in that region of Todden where we are exactly going?
Yes, in fact, he says when you arrive in Todden, you will find an old construction of Numenor, a dock that stretches out into the sea, far larger than any fisherman in Todden would require. That is an old land, once claimed by the first men in Middle-earth.
Yeah, that could give the credence to his idea that they just found some old relic in
Yeah,
there.
exactly. Maybe, and there's, what else is near this dock? When we get there, we'll find out. It looks like on the map that he gave us, there's a tower near Todden, and so perhaps something was found in that tower.
Looks
Does he
like
know
what we
anyway,
do,
anyway how to get there? Like, okay, that's probably also a question for the company. Do we know anyone who knows how to sail a boat? Because, like, if we can take a boat down River Ison, it might be easier travel than on foot or horse.
Would that be like a travel skill, probably?
Probably more specifically, like if we had a man from Lake Town, like a barding, I think for sure they would know how to operate a boat. I don't know that any of us do. We can definitely go over land. In fact, Saruman will tell us when it comes time to leave that we should hope to meet some of the Rohirrim along the way. That near the fords of Ison here on the map, that is the land of Rohan. And he says that the keeper of the fords is a Rohir named Erkinspear. He will hail you as friends, for he has no reason to doubt whom you are. Do not give him any reason to doubt your true nature. Let him know that you are allied with Isengard, and he will lead you fair and true. He can tell you the conditions of the path from here to Todden.
Well, it looks like if we aren't to go by boat, we'll have a great deal of overland travel. There doesn't seem to be any roads that lead that way.
There is the Great North-South Road that you could potentially follow through the Gap of Rohan for just a short distance, but otherwise you're either following the river or going down the river. And Saruman does tell you there are many rapids in this river and some falls. It may be treacherous going by boat.
Does Saruman have any horses we could borrow?
He does. In fact, some of you have mounts, but he will gladly provide horses for those who do not. In fact, I think only 2 of you have mounts. Let me double check. Yeah, Thaladir has a decent mount, and Goric has a boar that he rides upon. But Moriel and Kalanhir and Adrahil do not have mounts. Adrahil, with that new virtue that you took, you probably don't need a mount. But if you wanted one, you're not going to take any fatigue anyway. But he will happily provide kind of some lower tier mounts that he's got available. If anyone
That would make
wants
traveling a little easier. Thank you.
Yeah, but of course. Put one here. Should you lose your way or something fell befall you, these ponies will find their way back to me, back to
That's
Saruman
good.
actually know something about the folks, about the fishermen, the middlemen currently
Yeah.
live in Toden.
If
Like,
someone,
like more like what I am aiming at is that I still have this book on persuasion, and I want to know what kind of arguments should one construct when dealing with them.
maybe give me a lore roll. See what you know about Todden. Anything that you may
Mhm.
have heard.
Let's see. Yeah,
Nice, excellent roll.
barely.
Yeah, got exactly what you needed. So you know that the folk of the western coast are surly and superstitious, and that theirs is a strange shore, far from civilized lands. They've been known to raid as far north as Linden, but are mostly concerned with their own squabbles. And that's just kind of common knowledge, especially as you went and visited amongst the elves to the north. But looking through some of these books, you found that these men of Todden, they were accounted middlemen by the lords of Numenor, not servants of the enemy, but not friends of the elves either. The elves rarely visited those lands.
Well, that's information.
This journey, it's going to be a long one. It'll take us about 3 weeks to get to Todden. I'm going to take us to our journey page. One second. Listen, it's in Goric. Let's get Goric on here. There we go. Let me take you to the journey page. We need to choose someone to be guide. Now, we did have Targon with us for the last 2 sessions. Targon is unable to continue in the campaign with us. His character has been called away. Now, he was like our guide. He made the travel rolls, so we need someone else to make those travel rolls. Looking at all of the people's sheets, Goric might be a good choice for the guide if you want to undertake that, if you want to lead us.
Yeah, we can do that. And then, if I'm not mistaken, in our fellowship phase, we undertook the reading of maps.
Yep.
Does that give us?
It does. So I will give you a bonus die on this. Let me just double checking the rules real quick. Page 120. So if you study maps, yeah, you get a +1 to all feat die rolls made to determine the nature of events during the event resolution of a journey. So when I roll on the journey events, I'll add 1 to it, so it potentially moves everything to a better result. So yes, that is the result of that. So if you want to do our first travel roll, this will get us from Isengard at least down to the fords of Isen.
And that's where we should meet the Erkenspear.
Yep, Erkenspear. He watches over the fords of Isen, and he can help to let us know how the way is going forward, if there's a right or wrong way to go, or a good or
I
better
think
way.
Goric feeling a little proud of his new found position as the guide is going to use a bonus die from Hope on this one,
Excellent.
and mayhaps invoke the proud distinctive feature.
Absolutely, you've been promoted,
Be
and so I think
inspired here, riding on his little boar, leading the party.
Nice, and we get a great success. So with a great success, that means that we travel 4 hexes before we have an encounter. I need to roll to see who our target will be for this event. It's going to be our hunter. So this will be Adrahil. And let me roll the event here. And we'll add 1 to this. Well, it's a Gandalf rune. Joyful sight. So perfect. Everyone regains 1 hope. But I think everyone is full except for Gorik. You regain that point of hope by this joyful sight. Now, what the
Nice.
joyful sight is we reach the Fort of Eisen, and we do meet Erkenspear. It's well guarded by the warriors of the Mark, and Erkenspear has straw-colored hair. He wears a suit of boiled leather armor with mail, and he hails you all. And Adrihil, as you with a Gandalf for an automatic success, he hails you all, and perhaps he recognizes our ranger. So Adrihil, with an automatic success, maybe as you are hunting, you spot the Erkenspear from far off. So rather than him, discovering us first and tracking our movements, we have the chance to make a good impression. And so you see him from far off, and you can choose to make yourself known. With that Gandalf rune, I'll also let you decide, do you already know this person? You've been through here. In fact, I think you knew Sigulf's farm, so it's presumed that you've been in this area. Do you know Erkenspear?
Yes, perhaps in passing I have conversed with him on several occasions.
Do you go speak to him alone, or do you invite the rest of the party to go and speak with him?
Well, I know that he wouldn't want us to come all at once. He doesn't take to travelers all that well, so perhaps I will call on you each. I will whistle, and one of you come, spaced 5 minutes apart, and I will introduce you all as I tell what it is we're doing in these lands.
Because it is one thing for a guard of the Fort of Eisen to see a familiar face versus an armed party approaching. Clearly that does not bode well. So I think that you've chosen a wise path. As you approach him, he calls you to halt in the name of the Mark, and then recognizing you, Adrihil, my old friend, come, what brings you this far south?
Yes, Erkenspear, it is good to see you again. It has been some time. I come doing the biddings of Saruman, the wizard of Isengard.
Ah, yes. Well, if you're a friend and servant of Saruman, then I am advised to speed you on your way with fresh provisions.
Oh, yes, of course, but we'll need provisions for at least 2 of us, and I will whistle and wait for someone to come.
Who comes up next?
I'll go.
Yeah.
Moriel?
Sure.
Ah, an elf. You have drifted far from your lands as well. If you're in the company of this one here, I suppose you must be a likable sort. Are you likewise a friend of Saruman?
Indeed I am.
Are you here seeking hunting grounds, or what is your purpose, if I may be so bold as to ask?
Well, I am likewise traveling with my friend here, Adrihil.
To where do you travel?
Well, we were supposed to take the path along the river. Unfortunately, none of us are seamen, seafaring folk.
Heading west.
Yes.
Ah. Interesting. Well, you have a few choices to make. And he points down the river. I'm going to take us back to the map here. And he says you may cross the ford. Keep the river on your right-hand side. So you'd be down kind of on the below, like through West March, below the river. You will eventually pass into the West March of Rohan, the region between the Ison and the River Adorn, a land called the Gore by its folk. The people who dwell there are part of the kingdom of Rohan, but their loyalty cannot be guaranteed, for many cleave more to the Dunlendings. Still, they should be safe enough, but you'll need to find a way to cross the river in the west of the Gore, somewhere down here. right there to cross over. Otherwise, you have to go all the way down past the Adorn. We'll add a week to your journey. You'll need to find a way to cross the river in the west of the Gore. The waters there are so fierce that they are unfordable. There you might need a boat or some good great fortune. But if it's only the two of you, surely you can go on foot and be just fine.
Well, yes, but of course we would need provisions for the four of us, as I imagine two others approach.
4 of you, and maybe the other 2 elves come up. And he says, "This is not a mere journey. This is some sort of mission or adventure. Well, if there's 4 of you, I feel a little better about telling you another way. The other option is to go back across the ford and take the harder path that keeps the river on your left-hand side. Then you'll be safe enough to keep to the old north-south road, but soon the road and river will diverge, and the path will take you into the very perilous lands where the Dunlendings dwell. I think the route through Gore is safer, but it risks delay if you cannot find a way to cross the river. But with 4 of you, any dangers that you might encounter, I think you'll be okay. If only you had a stout dwarf among you."
Oh, yes, certainly. With the 5 of us, we would certainly be all right.
5 of you? And Goric comes trundling up. "Well, this is looks like more of a war party than adventurers. I think either path will choose to be fortuitous. One may prove easier than the other, but unfortunately I cannot tell you which. I leave it up to you and your judgment. Do you take the path south of the river towards Gore, where the going is easier, but then you must cross the river? Or do you take the path to the north of the river, traveling through the land of Dunland?" So we've got 2 choices. We can either come down... Oh, let me get the right tool here. We can either come down here through Gore and then cross over, or we can take the northerly road and go that way.
I think this is a decision for the guide. I'm not saying anyone gets paid, but if anyone gets paid, the guide is paid.
Then all of the fault will fall on Goric if it goes south.
Yes.
Well, I think we know our way around the Dunlendings by this point, do we not?
Assuredly
Yeah,
so. You have
we've
experience.
dealt with Dunlandings before.
Well, then we know that they can actually raid us, but I am not a fan of crossing a river, to be personally honest.
The river crossing worries me most.
The snow melts have been great this spring. The river is quite full and raging. Crossing the river may be far more perilous than any Dunlendings you encounter on the road.
I can't chop a river with my axe.
You're welcome to try. So which way do you choose? Do you want to take the northerly route, bypassing Gore and not having to cross the river?
I think that's my vote.
Anyone object?
No, I think Gorik's judgment is good. I think that is a good path.
All right. Let's do our next journey travel roll. Goric wants to give us a good roll here. And a Gandalf rune. Nice. So we travel 3 hexes. So we've gone 7. Let me roll to see what we get here. This will be our hunter again. And we're going to add 1 to this. So we get a 5. That is a mishap. So if this hunting roll fails, we'll add 1 day to the length of the journey, and the target will gain 1 additional fatigue. But you don't gain fatigue from the journeying, but everyone will gain 2 fatigue from this. Nice, and you get a success. what happens is we've been traveling for about a week, and we've had some hardtack and cheese and things like that, but there's always plenty of game here that can be hunted. And as you go about hunting, you come across uh, early one morning. There is several wild hogs that are near the river, rooting around in the mud, and you manage to come up upon them unseen. The wind is in your favor. They're being rather noisy. You're very stealthy, and you get up close. Now, you know that hogs can be dangerous, especially if if there's a mother defending her brood. She can be very dangerous. This is potentially a danger for the party, but this is also an opportunity to get some food. With your successful hunting roll, there's no mishap here. If you fail to take out the game, you scatter the hogs. But if you get it, that may prove to be a boon for everyone. Do you want to try to harvest one of those animals, Adrahil?
Yes, I suppose that I could find one that looks a little less mean and like it wouldn't be too difficult to hunt down, and I'll choose that one.
Excellent. Do you want to give me another hunting roll? And you can add a six-sided die to this, add a bonus die.
Could I become inspired with my distinctive feature leadership as I seek to perhaps provide rations for the party, and perhaps that will raise the party's spirits, knowing that we have plenty of food?
Yeah, every army, including those of only 5 people, they march on their stomach. And if you can provide, a good source of protein and a hot meal, and this will definitely raise morale. Excellent. A great success. You managed to take it out cleanly, to which you are grateful that you didn't just wound one and it scurried off, but no, you take it out quickly, and you get up and you've got it dressed by the time the party is ready to move on. You come back to camp, you've got this hog over your shoulders, and there is much rejoicing. I think particularly from Goric. I think seeing this pork on the bone has got to be just a sight for sore eyes. And I will say that, well, see, everyone has not lost any hope. Well, except for Adrahil. If you want to go ahead and take a point of hope for that, as you've done your job and brought some inspiration to the party. I'm going to give us a bonus on our next travel roll now that we are well fed. Let's go back to our guide, Goric. How about one more travel roll and add a 6-sided die to this?
All right.
Nice. So we go three squares, and let me roll to see who our target is. This will be our scout. So this is Kalan here. Let me roll the...
How is the weather?
The weather right now, wow, is really poor. So this will bump up to a 2. So this is an ill choice. So as the dawn crests over this third day, you wake up and there's clouds overhead, and it looks very dark, like it's going to be a day filled with rain and thunder. And as the scout, part of your job is to ensure that there's no danger ahead, as well as to ensure that the path is sound. You're not taking us through a bog or through brambles or something that will seriously slow us down. However, you make an ill choice. Maybe the rain is getting to you, and do you push yourself to get through some of this mud, or do you stick to the path and just I'm not going to go check over there. I'm all wet and I'm damp, and traveling socks, and this will be your scouting roll. Go ahead and make that explore roll for us.
Since it's bad weather, I was going to use my sunstone to navigate.
Ooh, excellent.
I forget exactly how that works. So I just get up.
It adds a 1d6, so it adds a bonus die. So on the
Okay.
bottom, you can select one
Right.
box to the right.
Okay. Oh, terrible roll. Jeez.
Terrible roll. Okay. So everybody's going to gain some fatigue from that. You will also gain a point of shadow, but you can make a roll to try to mitigate some of that that shadow gain. Tell me, what do you think happens as you are scouting and you roll so poorly?
Well, I have my sunstone out, which is supposed to help me navigate. But maybe it's just so, like, the ground is just so muddy and cumbersome that I don't know. I slip and tumble down down a hill somewhere, and lose my footing in it, and I don't know.
Yeah, you're covered in mud. You're wet. Give me a valor roll. Otherwise, you'll take a point of shadow.
Oh God. Ah!
Oh, a Gandalf rune. Wow. Yeah, no shadow. So yeah, you slip in the mud, slide down a hill, you're sat at the bottom, you're all wet, and you've got two choices. You can either shake your fist up at the sky and curse everything, or you could just look down and just laugh. And you choose to laugh it off. That even the greatest of heroes have moments like this, and you know that this is a moment that you will likely think back upon with a smile back in a tavern somewhere. Right now, it's terrible, but these are the sorts of things that make you strong, and you shrug it off. Now, the weather's going to cause us to gain a little bit of travel fatigue, so I'm going to apply that to everybody. But we've made it. We're about halfway through the journey, roughly. Let's go ahead and do another travel roll. Awesome, boy! You have rocked. I think you were a good choice for the guide.
4 for 4 right
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
So 3 more hexes. Let me roll to see who our target will be. It's going to be our scout.
Uh-oh.
Going to get another chance to prove yourself.
Yeah.
Let me roll a die for you. We're going to add 1 to this because our scout has looked. Ooh, an Eye of Sauron. Okay, this is going to go from terrible misfortune to despair. So rather than getting wounded if you fail, this is everyone will gain a point of shadow if you fail. Give me that scouting roll, and I'll describe what happens. I know exactly what's going to go down.
Is it still bad weather?
It is. Yep.
Okay. So I got my sunstone, but I'm also gonna add hope this time too.
Okay.
I need all the help I can get. There we go.
Nice. I'm going to take us to a map here. So it's towards the end of the third day, and we're coming along the river. We're on the northern side. The river is always to our left, and as we're coming up, your scout roll with a success, you spot movement up here. There's some trees up here. You spot a little bit of movement up here near these trees, and at first you think maybe it's an animal, could be a deer. It looks kind of large, but your senses are fully aware, and you get the sense that is something far more intelligent. You think maybe that was a person.
I think I saw somebody or something up there, up ahead. Somebody watching us. thinking maybe I should scout ahead to
Yeah, do you
see what
sneak
it
up
is.
there?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to sneak up.
Yeah, give me a sneaking roll or stealth roll. You're
Yeah,
really good at this. I got faith.
Yeah, I'm gonna give myself hope anyway.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
Yeah, so you managed to get up about here. Who's our lookout? Lookout is Thaladir and Moriel.
Kalan here. Yeah.
Yeah, let me have the two of you make awareness rolls for me. So Moriel, you're looking, and you missed it by one, just missed. And Thaladir, you got it by one. The two of you are watching, and Moriel, you're looking down here where Kalan here mentioned seeing something, but Thaladir, you notice up at the top of the cliff a figure appears, and he is crouched down. He's peering over the edge of the cliff at Kalan here, who is sneaking right just below him, and Cullen here seems unaware of this. What do you do, Thaladir?
I assume I cannot really tell much about the person because I only see a head sticking out.
Yeah, give me an insight roll.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Not today.
Yeah, it looks like they're hooded, they're cloaked, probably a Dunlending, but too difficult to tell.
I would point to the rest of the party that are not Kalan here, but I am not drawing a sword or shouting at Kalan here yet.
Okay.
I assume I don't see any obvious weapon or something like they are trying to roll a boulder downhill, so I will not try to escalate anything.
Okay.
But I will start slowly driving my horse towards Kalan here, riding it.
Yeah. Adrahil, when you hear Thaladir, or so you see him
pointing up in the cliffs, yeah.
Yeah, and you spot and you see that movement. You see the head and shoulders kind of crouched down, looking right down at Cullen here. What do you do, Adrahil?
I think that perhaps in the past we've agreed upon the signal of a barn owl, so perhaps I will hoot twice like a barn owl to try and get the attention of Kellen here.
Kellen here, give me a riddle roll. As you hear the hooting of an owl, do you recall that that's the signal? No. You do not. Gorik, what are you doing?
I'm feeling pretty good about the traveling we're doing. I'm a little bit oblivious as we go. Would it make sense for us almost as a group to get a magical success on an awareness roll that we all maybe notice him because of some magical seeming event drawing our attention to him from the patron bonus?
I think you already noticed me pointing at him.
If you do the magical success, I think that Kalan here would become aware. The downside is that everybody around kind of knows something magical just happened. So
that's fair.
Yeah, it'll definitely tip off whomever this is, if they have ill intent, that they've been spotted. Great idea, though.
So do we all see who at this point?
Everyone but Kalan here sees it. Yeah, Adrahil's over there hooting. Thaladir is pointing. I haven't got to Moriel yet.
Kalan here, Thaladir is also slowly riding the horse towards Kalan here.
I think Gorik is tightly gripping a spear, still on his mount, but not trying to show that he is too aware, kind of playing it cool, but being prepared.
Yeah, you know they're there, but you don't want them to know that you know.
Yeah.
Moriel, what about you?
I think after literally everybody around me has pointed this out, I would maybe like get a hand on my bow, maybe just sling my arm back so it looks like maybe I'm
You're stretching.
stretching my head or stretching and trying to get an arrow handy just in case I need it.
But you're trying to be very stealthy.
Yeah.
Just give me a stealth roll, just to see how well you can pull this off without making it clear that you are putting an arrow or getting an arrow ready.
Oh.
You know that the hard part's going to be, bringing the arrow out of the quiver. You can keep your hand back there, but if you pull that arrow out, they're probably going to see it. There's no easy way to hide that.
Sure. I think I'll just have my hand on it, just ready in case I need to pull it out quickly.
Okay. Now, I'm very pleased that none of you, I fire a shot at that guy, because that would be a misdeed, and that's not this sort of game. So thank you, everybody, for not just taking the murder hobo approach to a stranger. They may end up being bad, but you don't know till you get there. Kellen here, give me an awareness roll with a penalty die.
Penalty. Oh, that's just one to the left, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, shoot. Okay. You're completely unaware of what's going on up there. Everyone else sees another figure show up, and he has a large stone about the size of like a large melon in his hands. This thing probably weighs 15 pounds or so. Will that be about 6 kilo or so? And he's just
Okay, at this point I'm shouting at Kalan here
Okay.
to look out.
Kellen here, you hear Thaladir shout, "Look out!" And you turn back, and he's pointing up, and you look up just as you see these two figures on the top of the cliff. With the shouting, 4 figures emerge from around the side of the cliff. This guy's going to be further back. Let me move them back a little bit. There we go. And I'm just going to take us into combat, just because I think that's where we're headed.
Yep.
So let's, if you go to the 2 crossed swords, we can do our opening volley. Does anyone want to take a shot with a bow or a ranged weapon?
Yeah.
Adrahil, do you take a ranged weapon attack?
I will get my great bow out and knock an arrow.
Do you fire it or do you wait?
No, I wait. I want to see what their intentions are, but it seems like they're likely hostile.
Thaladir, what about you? Do you take an opening shot?
I don't have a ranged weapon,
You don't have a ranged
so no.
weapon. Okay.
That's a good question. Like, if maybe we can still try to talk it out. We still don't know. Are they approaching with drone weapons or something?
All you see, the 4 that are coming up, they're crouched down low, like they're coming around quickly. Give me a scan roll to see if you can spot any weapons there. It is dark.
Anyone?
Anyone? Yeah, anyone can. Everybody sees them. Oh, I see a Gandalf rune. Yeah, Kellen here. I think you would for sure. You're close to them. They've got blades in hand. These guys they've got spears in hand.
I guess Thaladir will really just dismount and try to form up into some sort of formation, and maybe keep up the shield if there is anyone shooting at him, so that he can hide behind the shield.
Okay. Adrahil, if you want to do a scan roll, I can determine if you see a spear in their hands as well, if you want to take your shot. Oh, nope, just missed it. You don't see it, so do you hold your fire?
Yes, I will alert Moriel and Gorik and tell them that it looks like we might have a fight, but I will still watch and see if they do just want to speak first.
Okay. How about Gorik? Do you have a ranged weapon?
Yeah, let's see.
Oh man, Eye of Sauron or the Gandalf rune. With the Gandalf rune, yeah, you see they've got spears.
I think, being who I am, I see the spear, and I'm going to meet spear with spear, and yes, I'm going to hop off my pig in the same motion that I am thrusting or tossing a spear in their direction at that first guy. Remind me, do I click on the weapon itself or the weapon proficiency?
You'll need to target, which you have targeted, and then click on the weapon itself.
Perfect. And we...
Ooh,
No
almost.
dice.
Missed by 3. Your spear sails. It lands close. Moriel, you see the spear go through the air as... You don't know whether it was the pig or Gorik that let out this squeal as the spear went flying. What do you do, Moriel?
Yeah, so after I see my companion starting to attack, I will do the same thing.
Ooh, all right. That is a hit. You deal 4 damage to that guy. And he definitely felt it. Kellen here, you're next. You've got a guy coming right at you on the ground, and up above, you've got a guy about to drop a rock on you, as well as another guy. You don't see what weapon he has. It could be another rock, or it could be a spear or a bow.
Yeah, I was actually gonna shoot at the guy up above. I was wondering if I could actually, like, take a step back too.
Yeah, I think that would be fair.
To back up a bit from these guys. When I see them coming around the corner, back up and then take a shot up there.
Okay, go for it.
Great bow. Wow, why didn't that work? There it is. Yeah. Hope. Oh wait, is it nighttime?
It is nighttime. Yeah, you get a bonus.
Yeah, I'm inspired too. There we go.
Nice. 4 damage to that guy.
Only 4 damage. Are they heavily armored?
Your
No, that's just
bow.
bow.
Yeah, your bow only does 4 damage. You
okay.
want to get a piercing blow. That's where the money is at,
Right.
is on that.
Right. I remember now.
Yep.
Yeah.
So their turn, they're going to throw spears, and I'm going to randomly choose who they go after. So Dunlending Thief number 1. Get everyone chosen on here. Goes for Adrahil. And he will throw a spear at you. And misses terribly. Get the next guy. Goes after Gorik. Throwing a spear at you as well. Oh, and hits you with that spear. You'll take 4 damage, Gorik. You can also be knocked back. You'll take... Well, actually, that's in close combat. Never mind. You will take 4 damage as the spear comes in close and hacks into you.
I think it ricochets off my shoulder, wearying me a little bit, but not too much damage done.
If anything, it just makes you angry. Let's see who is next. Colin here.
Okay.
You get a spear. That's a miss. And then the next one, these are the 2 guys up on top. He's going to throw a spear at you as well. Just rocketing it right down at you. And that's a miss. Got 2 more. Moriel, you get attacked. The spear flies in towards you. And, ooh, Moriel, that's barely a miss. Your parry is really high. And then last... is Thaladir. I got spread around pretty good there. Let's roll that to Thaladir. Now, Gandalf runes don't help them. They need Eye of Sauron, so that is a miss. We go to close combat. If anyone wants to charge up and assume a close combat stance, you can choose that now, or you can stay back and fire ranged weapons. If you want to charge up, if you right-click your token, you can choose your stance. On the left-hand side, the 2 crossed swords is close. The axe sweeping in a circle is open stance. The shield is defensive, or you can stay in ranged. So it looks like...
Gorik's definitely rushing in.
And it looks like Thaladir as well. Adrihil, Moriel, and Callan here, you're staying back with ranged attacks?
Yes.
Yeah, for now, I want to at least get the guys off the cliff.
Off the cliff, yeah.
Can we rule-wise even do it? Don't we need more people in the forward stances?
Yeah, we will need...
I'm not saying we have to care about it, but I'm just asking.
Yeah, because if they charge up and they want to engage with you, then
that's true.
Yeah, you're gonna
All
have trouble.
Yeah, that's true. I'll go forward then.
Okay.
Since I'm right here, anyway.
In fact, we will need... That should be ample. I'll say 2 guys to a person. We got 3 in forward. Thaladir, you're first. Go ahead and move yourself up to whomever you're attacking.
I assume they all look the same to me.
Yeah, none of these look like a more difficult foe. These all look pretty.
Okay, let's just target this
similar.
one. Or more like, I would probably just try to intercept anyone who is approaching us first. But yeah, let's just take this one.
Yeah, this one here has been wounded already.
So let's just hack into him with one-handed sword. Yeah, this should be correct.
Oh, nice. 6 damage to that guy. Let me apply that. He's badly hurt. He's below half of his hit points. Badly hurt, but still on his feet. Gorik, you're up next.
I think Gorik is going to run up and don his dwarven war mask and try the intimidate foe.
Ooh, nice. Excellent.
With that mask being my special item, I get 1 bonus die.
Yep, exactly.
For that.
So you'll
and
roll,
then
make an awe roll and add that bonus die. And you can spend hope as well if you like.
Yes, we're also going to spend hope there and give it a roll.
Nice. So that is a great success.
That means everyone is weary on the next attack.
Yeah, so if you get a regular success, all Might 1 foes are weary for the length of the round. If you get a great success, which you did, that is Might 2 foes. And then 2, like if you got 2 6s, that would be all of the foes weary. But this renders all of the Might 1 foes, and they're all Might 1. So you get all of them weary for this round as you intimidate them. That was awesome.
Gorik leaps forward with his terrifying dwarven mask and lets out a guttural scream.
Yeah, they quickly realize...
Looking to them a lot like a monster more than a dwarf.
Yeah, they realize very quickly you are not just, travelers, merchants. You guys bite back, and they will be weary this round as they reconsider their actions. Cullen, here, you're up.
I'm going to run in and try to finish off this guy. With the long sword. Do I have to spend hope to get inspired?
To get inspired, yes.
Okay. Oh.
Ooh, okay. 17 points of damage. How do you take that guy out?
I'm just gonna cleave right through the collarbone, hacking right through his rib cage, straight through the other side.
Nice. He drops in an instant. And you see the others with a look of terror on their face. First at seeing Gorik, and second at seeing how brutally you dispatched that bandit. Adrahil, you're up next.
Yes, I will loose my arrow at the one on top of the cliff, but after that, then I will begin moving forward towards the ones that are on the ground.
Moriel. Those ones on the cliff are a problem.
Yeah.
Nice, and you hit for 4 damage. Alright, the Dunlendings. This one will... I want to say charge. He doesn't really charge. He just kind of... He's got to do this, but you sense a little trepidation. He knows this is not going to be an easy fight, and he's going to lunge at Thaladir with his second spear. And he is weary. And that's a miss. That still would have been a miss without weary, but weary's always good. This next fellow up here he's the one with the rock. He's going to drop a rock down on Kellen here. Now this will roll as a spear, but it's going to do 1 additional damage. But he is weary. Oh, dang. That still would have been a miss. So, thank goodness. And then we go to this guy. He is going to... he's going to push up and go after Gorik. He wants to make a name for himself. And he charges with his second spear, trying to spear you right in the gut. But you sense that he is doing this as a show to his friends, but his heart is not in it. And yeah, so that would have hit you if he had not been weary. But that was a miss. This one will fire an arrow down. I'll randomly roll to see who this hits. He has a bow. He's going to fire this bow down at Gorik. You hear the twang of the bowstring as he loosens the arrow. Again, he is weary. And that's a miss as well. And then lastly... got this guy. He will charge towards Kellen here. Thrusting with a spear. He's weary. And a terrible miss. We go to the next round. Anyone want to change their stance?
Yeah, I'm switching it to the
To
open stance.
Perfect. And Adrahil, looks like you switched. Gorik, you're up first.
Gorik lets out a little bit of a laugh. Is that the best you've got? And he goes swinging for the guy who swung on him last time. Let me make sure. Trying to target him. Let's see. Is there something special I have to do? I feel like I
just
did
click
something.
on him and push T. There
There
it
we
is.
go.
Yep.
I had moved off the target thing. All right. And this time we are just clicking the axe, and I already have the bonus for being in forward. All right. We just go swanging.
Oh, that one didn't help, but it's still a great success. Do you make it a, or I guess a heavy blow? You can't make it a piercing blow. But a heavy blow.
Yeah, we'll go heavy blow and just
Oof,
swing top to
14.
bottom down on his right shoulder, trying to take his arm off.
It's a serious wound. In fact, his arm lies limp at his side, and you know that you've probably cleaved through his collarbone and much of the nerve that goes into that arm, and that will be a lifelong injury if he survives this. Cullen here.
Oh, it'll be lifelong, all right.
Yeah, his life's only going to be about 10 more seconds.
Oh, me?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going for that guy. Sword. Oh,
Terrible roll. Man. Adrahil.
Yes, I draw out my sword and swing at this thief in front of Thaladir. Could I become inspired with my trait Honorable, as I waited until they were the ones to strike first?
Yeah, I'm good with that. Nice. 12 damage. How do you hit that guy?
A clean slash right across the chest, and I think it bites through the armor, and it definitely draws blood as that stroke falls.
Yeah, a spray of blood comes out of his chest as you hew right through those muscles, and he lets out a gasp as though he were unaware of the power you have in that arm. Thaladir.
Well, I guess I will try to use the window that Adrahil created for me and swing at him. If I keep my character sheet open.
Nice. Can't make that a piercing blow, but definitely make it a heavy blow. How do you take this guy out?
I'm still generally feeling bad about killing men, so I'm still basically hitting his sword arm. I will probably cut off his right hand in the wrist, which may still kill him, but I'm at least not stabbing him through the heart.
Yeah,
I will try to give him a chance to survive.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. Moriel.
Hey, nice.
Nice. You can't make it a piercing blow, but you can definitely make it a heavy blow. 10 damage. And that guy is nearly down. Where do you hit him with that arrow?
I think maybe I'll try to hit him like in the hand to make it harder for him to use his bow.
Oh, nice. In fact, you hit him in the hand and he drops his bow.
Nice.
Now, this guy and his friend, you hear him say, "Come on, let's go, let's go." And those two are going to make a dash.
Oh.
You see them leave the cliff, and they're gone. This guy here, he was going after Goric. He will continue to press Goric. He is, with one good arm, he's going to give you a spear thrust with everything he's got. And that's a great success. He cannot make that a piercing blow, but he can make it a heavy blow. And hits Goric for 9. Now, Goric, you can take the 9, or you can take half of that and be knocked back.
I think I'll take the 9.
Awesome. I think it'll make you weary, but this battle, I think, is almost over.
I think I'm 1 point over weary because
yeah,
dwarf
so
all my
load's
stuff
only
is,
14.
loads tapped, yeah.
Yeah, so you're still good. The next guy, he's going after Cullen here. And he will slash at you with a spear, bring it down across your neck. And that's
me.
A miss. Anyone want to change Gorik, you're up first.
With a little bit more fierceness this time, going in for a killing blow after having been struck a second time by this guy. Can I, by chance, use a point of hope and invoke my fierce
Yes, absolutely.
distinctive feature to angrily swing left to right in an attempt to lob this man's head off?
Absolutely. Oh, it's a lot of dice. Oh my gosh. Oh, the Eye of Sauron hurt, but it's still an extraordinary success. You can't make it a piercing blow, but absolutely you can make a double heavy blow if you want to.
Double heavy blow, we'll call it.
Ooh, 21 damage. Yeah, describe for me how you take his head off.
I like to think that I take a step up. Maybe he's hunched back a little bit off of his knee to get head height with him, eye to eye, to make that full swing at shoulder height and land on the ground next to his head.
Nice. Helen, here. I got one bandit left.
Here we go. Oof.
That is about
Ouch.
as low as you can roll. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You did just about have a guy drop a big rock on you. I'd be a little jumpy too,
Yeah.
I think. Adrahil.
I will come to Kellenhir's aid and swing my sword.
Almost.
But the blow falls short.
Thaladir.
Can I try to intimidate this guy into
Yes,
surrendering?
absolutely.
I want to no more slaughter than needed.
And add a bonus die
Well,
because you've...
Technically, I should be in forward stance to intimidate, right?
Yes, so you can
fuck
go
it.
ahead and change that. Give me that all roll, and you can add a bonus die because you guys have turned the tables on them. Oh, nice. What do you say to him?
Enough of this slaughter, this senseless slaughter. You have no chance.
He throws...
And I also try to calm down my companions.
Yeah, the blood is hot right now. Once the fighting gets going, it's tough to back down. You step up, maybe hands outraised, and this Dunlending thief, he throws his spear to the ground and drops to his knees and bows before you, and says, "Master, forgive me. We are but hungry men. We seek to feed our families is all. We made a grave error in pushing the battle towards you. We should have let you pass. We have paid dearly with our lives. Please, go through these lands. None will trouble you now."
Fear there is no one left to trouble us by now. I'm not sure what to tell him. Like, as a player, yeah, I'm just willing to just tell him to fuck off and leave. But
Well, he says there are others. There are more like me. If you let me go, I will tell them of your deeds.
yeah, and we noticed that the two friends of you above the cliff, they slunk away. They were smarter than this. You should probably also tell them to not try it again. And I don't think they will feel like it anyway. I will turn to my companions. Do we have anything to tell them? I am also actually contemplating if we are very good on food supplies to share something with them. If they are really, if he does look like he could use a bit of food, which I suspect he very well may. This is a hard land.
Yeah.
I am willing to slightly share my food stocks.
We do have some of that boar that we probably smoked it to try and preserve it for some time.
Yeah, like if it wouldn't affect our own supplies.
No, there should be plenty to go around.
Yeah, Adrahil would add that perhaps he would know that we are friends of Gorsad, the king of Crow Hall, and that he would do well to let his companions know that.
We don't know if he's aligned with Gorsad.
Gorsad. Ha! That weak fool with the gimpy leg, he is no king.
Well,
Leg's not gimpy anymore.
yes, he has come back to his strength. You would do well to show him your allegiance.
What do you know of Gorsad?
I think that would be a good time to sing that song that we wrote.
Oh yeah, the lay of Crow Hall.
Yeah.
Moriel, do you begin to sing the words?
Yeah, why not?
Give me a song roll and add a bonus die. Oh, you nail it. Moriel, you get the words out, and it's not just reciting the words, but it's the actions that you do. You know, pounding your fist to show strength, and moving your arms to show the vastness of the forest and the great deeds. And he listens intently. You've had dealings with Dunlendings now. You know that they are a superstitious folk. And hearing these deeds, it's as though he is brought straight to Crow Hall, and he experiences these things in real time as you sing this song. And you see a look cross his face as though he understands now who you are and what you've done for Crow Hall. Maybe he's heard tales of how weak Gorsad is, but now it seems as though honor has been restored to Crow Hall. And he changes his tune pretty quickly. And he says, if you are allied with Gorsad, if the strength of that house has returned, then I shall not stand in your way. I will ensure that the rest of my fellows harm you not during your travels. If you indeed provide us with this meat, then we will not go hungry, and we need not assail travelers upon the road. Is a bargain struck?
Yes, I believe that that is fair. I will offer him some boar meat, and think that is a fair trade.
You hand him a ham still on the bone. He takes it, bows his thanks, and makes a gesture. He places his hand up to his forehead and then lowers it down. You've not seen this before from Crow Hall. They didn't make this gesture, but this seems like a gesture of thanks or gratitude. Makes this gesture towards you, and then with a look at his friends lying on the ground dead and dying, he says, please, I will bury my friends. You may go about your business. If you encounter anyone else along this river, just tell them. Tell them that Dimrock bids you pass with peace. And he drops down to his knees and begins to scrape away at the dirt with his hands to bury his kin. Do any of you...
Adrahil might offer to help him. He wouldn't see, or he would see that he has no proper tools for this, and perhaps would. While Adrahil likely doesn't have any or shovel either, he would
could use
offer
your
to
shield.
help.
Yeah, you could use your shield and dig with the shield. Does anyone else help out? Or do you let these bandits care for their own?
I guess we will have to. I was contemplating the idea. I think we'll just make it actual endeavor.
Yeah, I think it'd be a great idea. Let's go ahead and do a skill endeavor here. There is no... We've got plenty of time for this. I'm going to make it kind of laborious because the ground is hard. It's dark. It just had a battle. Graves. And get this up. So we've got we need 6 successes, and we get 5 attempts to do this. So Adrahil, you kind of mentioned first that you were going to help. So if you want to, you can choose a skill and kind of describe how you want to use that, and then we'll make the roll and we'll add either fails or successes on there. Now, you did mention wanting to help dig, so that's probably like athletics, maybe courtesy. I'll let you choose what skill you want to roll.
I'm thinking athletics would be good. Perhaps as I take my shield off to break the ground to make it easier to dig.
Okay. Nice. A great success is 2 successes. So let me add that on there. Excellent. So we've got 2 successes. We have 4 more attempts. We need 4 more successes. Now, if someone doesn't want to help dig, they could also, try to enhearten this fellow. They could try to persuade. They could sing a song. Anything they want to do to try to help. Maybe healing if some of his allies maybe aren't quite at death's door. Anyone else?
I think Gorik might try to enhearten him.
Yeah.
Telling him that while his companions may have fallen, one of them was able to score 2 blows on Gorik, which is 2 more than most generally get.
Ooh, yeah. Tell his kin he fought bravely, you say. Add a bonus die for that. That's excellent. Oh, a narrow miss. He looks up at you and he likes the notion, but he looks down and says, "Well, honorable deeds will not feed his children this spring." And you get the sense like, ooh, that didn't hit well with him, or didn't land well with him. So we get 3 more attempts. We need 4 successes. Anyone else?
Could I do
Yeah.
maybe... Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
Go ahead, Ubik.
Okay. I was going to say maybe something like scan or explore for maybe finding good sites for the graves, like, finding ground that isn't too rocky or something like that.
Yeah, I maybe scan would be good for that.
I'm actually thinking I should do a hope.
Spend hope on this.
Yeah.
Nice. There's a success. For some reason, that didn't put Gorik's fail on there. Get that on there. There we go. We've got 2 more attempts, so we need 3 more successes. You actually, you find an area that's a little bit looser. You also find a lot of stones if you want to make markers here for where these men fell.
Oh, that'd be good.
So, yeah. How about anyone else want to make a roll here? Moriel, you were coming up with an idea?
I was gonna say I could do stealth to make sure, like, the graves are, like, marked well enough so they won't be, like, disturbed.
Yeah, you don't want animals to come dig these guys up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like that. Oh, just missed. That counts as a fail. All right, we've got 1 more attempt, and we need 3 successes. So no pressure. Thaladir, you've not done anything yet. Do you want to take this or let someone else take this attempt?
Yeah, I feel that it's gonna be bust no matter what we do here.
Yeah.
Can I try rolling lore on construction of
Yes.
cairns?
To see maybe the burial traditions of the Dunlending. Maybe
Yeah,
they're-
maybe.
do they want words spoken over them or something? Yeah, I like that.
Let's at least pretend to try.
Oh man, we're going to be 1 success short. Okay, let me add 2 successes there. All right, that is so we got 5 successes. We needed 6, so we failed the endeavor. If we had passed, I was going to let everyone remove a point of shadow. But we were not able to pass. However, we do still earn the goodwill of at least this fellow here of Dimrock, as he sees that you didn't have to do this. You know, you fought these warriors, and then you stayed to bury the dead. And when the burying is done, he's washing his hands in the river, and he looks up at you, and you see for the first time he's got tears in his eyes. And Thaladir, with your success, you know that that tears are not a bad thing for the Dunlendings, but tears are reserved for certain times. Tears are reserved for the birth of a child, for some momentous, great, joyful thing, not for grief. Grief is something that is very secretive with the Dunlendings, but for something that's joyful. So you see him with tears in his eyes, and how do you interpret that?
I'm kind of hoping that we made a good impression on him as a representative of the free folks.
100% yes. Yeah. You have definitely shown him that there are good free people out there, and you know, maybe you just shouldn't go kill everyone that has something that you want. Maybe there's honor amongst the free people that he wasn't aware of. I think someone else was going to chime in, and I interrupted. Someone else want to add something? Perfect. He thanks you again, and he clutches that haunch of meat to his chest, and he says, "My people will remember what has happened here. Along your journey, should you encounter my kind, tell them what you did here. Tell them of how you helped Dimrock and fed Dimrock, and they will let you go. There is honor amongst our people, as I see there is honor amongst yours. We have much to learn of our different ways, but let this be a day where bonds begin to be forged." And he holds out a hand, cold and wet and somewhat shaking, towards Thaladir.
I do clasp that hand. I have some reservation about his smell and generally being uncivilized, but yes, I do shake it and like privately hope that a middleman can still turn and fight Sauron. So hopefully he will go report to Isengard and get armed.
And do you tell him to report to Isengard?
No.
Okay.
If anything, I would tell him to go serve with Gorsad, but I will not say that either.
Okay.
Let him choose what he wants to do.
Awesome. Does anyone else say anything to Dimrock? He bids you all safe journeys and hopes that your paths will cross his again, and that he may show you the hospitality that you so rightly deserve. And let's take our break there. Let's come back in about 8 minutes. We'll go for about another hour. We should be able to finish our journey and arrive in Todden. So let's come back in about 8 minutes. I'll see you all soon.
high dexterity, 17 for strength. Kobolds are afraid of me, crafted from numbers on living paper. I escape from the mundane to a medieval caper. While in real life, my fate is unspoken. Hero roll of the dice, and my fate is unspoken. I locate the lair, but it doesn't make much sense to me. I think that the DM might be out to get me. A hero in armor and truth, bards tell my legacy. The flame of my torch illuminates the enemy. I win in a battle, hewing foes asunder. Deeper I venture, the deeper I wonder. The bodies pile up before me, the corpses I plunder. The deeper I venture, the deeper I wonder. Crafted from numbers on living paper. I skip from the mundane to a medieval caper. And while in real life, my fate is unspoken. Hero roll of the dice, and my fate is unspoken. I drink my last potion. I charge through the open gate. The flame of the dragon tried to seal my awful fate. With a handful of dice, 5 times I roll 20. The dragon goes down, the DM no bloody. I leave with the princess, a satchel chock full of gold. We head to the tavern, where my mighty tale unfolds. Crafted from numbers on living paper. I skip from the mundane to a medieval caper. While in real life,
All right, I am back. Go ahead and let me know if you're here, and we'll get started once everyone's here.
I'm here.
Excellent.
Here.
Excellent. And Moriel's here. And Cullen here, are you here with us?
Yep. Here.
Excellent. If Thaladir wakes up, we'll be back at it. I think it's like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. where he's at, so he's a trooper. Once he gets back, we'll get started. We will, because we ended things so well with Dimrock, we will be able to do a prolonged rest, which I think the only one that lost HP was Goric. So that will let you recover all of your endurance.
All right.
Sorry, I'm back now.
Excellent. Excellent. So let's get Goric. I think if you go on your sheet towards the middle, just below your endurance, there's a button that says prolonged rest.
Yep.
You put
Did
it
that,
on.
and I don't get any points of hope, correct?
Unless
Just
you want
the-
to pull, yeah, unless you want to pull some from the fellowship pool. We have 6 points in the fellowship pool.
Do we have a new fellowship number now?
It's going to be 5 because we're short one person, but we have a +1 from Yule. Someone did the strengthen the fellowship. In fact, I think you strengthened the fellowship.
Yeah.
So we have 6 points for this adventuring phase, for this session. So if anyone wants to pull any points of hope out now, you can. This would be like during a rest. You're more than welcome to do that. Just let me know if you do, and I will lower the pool accordingly. But these points, these 6 points, if we don't spend them tonight, we don't get them back. So we might as well use them. You can also use them to get a magical success on any of those 3 skills: healing, awareness, and I forget what the other one was. Insight. Anyone want to pull fellowship points out of there?
I'd like to. I don't know how much.
Adrahil is down 1. Goric is down 2. Moriel's down 1. Thaladir is down 1, and you're down a bunch. So you.
Yeah, I know.
In fact, you are close to
Yeah, I
being
still got
miserable.
plenty hope, so I'm fine to hold off for now.
Do you want to take like 2 or
use it.
3, Kellen, here?
Sure, if that's okay with the group.
Yeah.
Yes.
How many do you want to take?
Yeah, I'd take 3 if I could.
Yep. So we still have 3 left. And then you can just add those to your hope points. That'll put you at 8. Excellent. All right. Let's go back to our journey. We are very nearly there. We're more than halfway there. We need another travel roll.
On the road again.
And another, wow, you have rocked this. You were made to be the guide here. So that's 4 more squares. So that is 20. So 1 more roll and we'll get there. Excellent. Let's go to see who the target is. Target of this will be our lookouts. And let me roll to see what the event is. We'll add 1 to that. So it's an ill choice. So with the ill choice, if the lookouts fail this roll, whomever makes the roll will gain 1 shadow point of dread. They'll have a chance to make a dread or a valor test to try to eliminate that. Which of our 2 lookouts wants to give this a go, or I can randomly choose one? The lookouts will make an awareness roll. And we can, of course, get a magical success on this if we need to by spending a point from the fellowship pool. This is Thaladir or Moriel. Either of you 2 feeling lucky?
I'm reasonably good at awareness. I just don't want to take shadow. Oh, fuck it, I'll roll.
Right. Excellent. Oh, and a Gandalf rune. Wow. Okay. Here is what happens. find my reading glasses because I'm old as shit. As you travel, you see up ahead, Thaladir, a marshy area. And there is thick, brown, sucking mud that threatens to swallow your boots. This stretches on for miles around. If you try to go around, you find it's even more extensive than it looked at first glance. It's almost like the marsh is growing in front of you. You can just trudge on through the marsh, or you can try to find a separate way around, but it seems like this marsh is very extensive. It goes for miles. With your great success, you find that the path near the river may be more treacherous because the water has flooded into the marsh and it's maybe a little thicker. But if you go to the north a mile or so, it's a little bit of a sidetrack. You find that there's a section where you see little islands of dirt and trees growing on it, and rather than trudging straight through the marsh, you may have periods where you can rest on those islands and then probe the ground and see what the best place to go is. And perhaps you decide that that's the safest path is through there. This does definitely help you to not need to take any points of shadow, because you have found this good path. Otherwise, your horses may not be able to get through this swamp. But the swamp it's very dark. It's filled with flies and insects, and the air has a certain stench to it. It's almost sulfurous and rotten, like there's stinking, festering things just beneath the water. Not like the dead marshes, but it's, if you had ever been there, it would be comparable. Just festering swamplands as far as you can see. Now, as you are trudging along, let me have our other lookout give me an awareness roll. Thaladir is focused on finding us a safe path, and Moriel, you're looking out for danger.
Sure. Oh, wow.
Damn, that's impressive.
Man,
Yeah.
with a 10, no less. All right. Let's go to a map of the marshlands here. As we're coming through, and I have Targon on here still. I set this up before he left the campaign. There we go. As we trudge through this marsh, Moriel, you're looking out for danger, and all you can think of is what damage this is going to do to your boots. And
What?
this water, the boots are wet. This is the leather is going to need to be oiled. This is just a bad deal all around. Thaladir is finding us a pathway through here, but the going is difficult. And let me have our hunter, Adrihil, make a hunting roll for me. Nice. There's some game to be had here, Adrihil. Mostly birds. You don't see too many things that go about on 2 or 4 legs, other than birds that can fly through this swamp. But a lot of insects, a lot of frogs, a lot of turtles, things like that. With your failed roll, Moriel, as you are going through a section of swamp, you see a log that is stretched over the water, and you go to step on that log, and it holds your weight for a moment, and then it immediately sinks down. And you leap off that log to leap to the next, and then up from the water surges something terrible. And I have a picture here.
Oh.
This is called the Beithir, Beithir. I think the first person to see this is probably Cullen here. Give me a lore roll, Cullen here, to see if you know anything about this thing.
If I didn't roll so...
Man, your
Jesus.
rolls have been atrocious. If this were like Dragonbane or something, you'd be hitting everything.
Yeah, a lot of
If
ones.
this is Yeti, you would be good.
Right, yeah. You, at first you think maybe this is, some sort of swamp-dwelling reptile, like a crocodile or some such, but it doesn't look like that. It's almost like a failed dragon or a wingless worm. Its fiery breath long grown cold. It looks like a long swollen tadpole with paddle-like limbs. It has a sting in its tail. Its slack gaping maw has countless venomous teeth. It seems to hold some unearthly power over the mud through the slime that it constantly secretes from its fleshy form. But above all, this thing is hungry. And it is going to be, we're going to be like right up onto it. In fact, Moriel, you have just stepped across it. And Callum here, we're about next to go across as you see this thing. Let me take us into a initiative. Now this thing is quite large. In fact, let me make the token a little bigger just to give you a sense of scale here. This thing is not small by any stretch. There we go. That's probably more like it. As far as opening volley, there is no opening volley. We are right up on this thing when it attacks. And so let's go to the to close combat. If you want to choose a stance, you can. But we are all too close for an opening volley. You would need to get some distance first. Moriel, do you want to... You'll have to either go defensive or open or forward stance. If you want to try to get some distance to use your bow, you need to go in defensive and then succeed with an attack rather than doing damage. That means you get distance away, and then next round you can use your bow.
Sure.
So you can right-click your token. Yeah, just like that. Callan here, you're up first.
Okay, so is he completely blocking my path?
Yeah, he's pretty large. You'd have to get around him. It's not impossible, but you could get past him with a movement roll, but he's blocking the way. He's cut off Moriel from the rest of you.
Yeah, because I was going to try to attack him and then like move behind him, but I guess I can't do that. So I'm just going to swing my sword at him then. And I guess I got a little something.
Hey, yes you did.
Punched it right in the nose.
Your timing was impeccable here. Let me deal some damage to him. Deal damage. All right, Gorik, you're up next.
All right, we are going in, I think, feeding off the pride he felt when he was recently reading about his ancestors' battle with Glaurung, the father of dragons. Gorik is a little extra fierce here, feeling a lot like he's reliving his ancestors' glory days, and he just jumps straight in, double hand and axe, bringing it down on its back with an attack.
Nice.
I think, if we may, can we be inspired with a fierce, distinctive feature as he lets out a cry
Absolutely.
and leaps, no holds barred. He might land in the water, but we're gonna see. He's feeling it right now.
Oh, we can smell what Gorik is cooking.
Oh yeah. And we come down with... Ooh!
Oh, I have Sauron and a bunch of ones. No.
A dive into the swamp.
Yep. With a loud plop,
Yeah.
you hear Gorik just plunge right into the water.
We thought
First
we
time.
smelled the cooking, but we smelled the sword.
Yeah, it smelled terrible. Thaladir.
Negative pride inspiration on the next one.
Right. What is Thaladir?
I will
got
just
for us?
cautiously hack it. I will just cautiously hack at it, not wanting to get
Yeah.
hacked
You don't want to get
myself.
too close, but you want to keep it at bay.
Eh.
Not quite enough there. Adrahil.
Yes, I likewise draw my sword and cautiously look for a weakness in its scaly exterior.
Gandalf rune would have been fantastic. No such luck. Moriel, are you attacking or are you trying to back away?
I'm trying to back away.
Okay, so go ahead and make an attack against it. If you succeed, you can spend hope if you really want to get away from this thing. Otherwise, it may single you out. You did step on it after all.
Oh, no.
Oh. Okay, why is Callan here rolling your dice here? What happened there? That was not a successful roll. The Bathir goes next. Now he has might too, so he attacks twice. The first attack is going to be against Moriel, and he will. First thing he's going to do is he's going to spend a point of hate to do a fell ability called Foul Slime. So he spends 1 point of hate to cause everyone engaged with him to lose 1 dice on all rolls for the round. So that'll be for the next round. Everyone will lose 1 die on all their rolls. He'll spend a point of hate for that. That includes protection rolls, everything else. He's going to go at you with a stinging tail. Ooh, and that's a miss. Your defensive stance held true. His next attack, he's going to go for, not Moriel, he's going to whirl around and bite at Goric. In the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. His great jaws plunge down into the water and snap, trying to snap right across you. And he connects. This is going to be a heavy blow. Goric, you're going to take 14 damage. Do you want to get knocked back and take half that, or do you take that?
Yeah, I think we'll take half that and get knocked back and regroup next time.
All right, you'll take 7. And then that'll put you into a rearward stance as you get knocked back. As he bites you, you almost like a seed squirting out between your fingers. You shoot out of his mouth in a spray of blood and swamp water. And we go to the next round. Anyone want to change stances? You can go ahead. Otherwise, Cullen here, you're up first.
I'll go defensive just to clear
Yeah.
the slime out of me.
Yeah.
No point in
Take
fighting.
another swing.
Nice. And you connect.
Yeah.
And
Little damage.
Little damage, but every little bit counts. Thaladir, you're up next.
I also have 1 penalty, right?
Yes,
So
yep, 1 penalty.
I
die.
should be rolling only 1 die if I count correctly.
Oh, and it's a Gandalf rune. Okay. He's going to take 6 damage, and he needs to make a protection roll. Now, he has... let's see... Oh, okay. So let me make a protection roll for him. He's wounded. Okay. That will... So 1 more wound, you will drop him. Let me apply that.
So I
to
guess there is a chance that he was trying to snap at me, but as I just wildly swung away, I hit him in the nose, and it's really hurting.
Yeah, you get him right in the mouth, and he does not like that at all. His food is not supposed to fight back as such. Now, the endurance loss wasn't bad, but the wound, that was. Adrahil, you're up next. That is a miss. And then Moriel, again, you lose a die for the slime that he's excreting. And Goric, do you want to charge back up? It'll cost
I think
you
he's
your
a
action to
little,
move back in.
bit shell shocked. Can I make an attack from back here,
Yeah,
ranged or
sure.
no?
Yep, you sure can.
I think we're gonna lob a spear.
Okay.
Not
You
much
still have
good. I
minus
think
one,
it'll
Yep.
do.
Yeah, -1 on your spear roll.
Let's go for the Gandalf.
Oof,
Yikes!
not
All right,
quite.
spear into the mud.
The Baythier, he will attack Moriel. And he's going to lash out with that stinging tail. At Moriel, for some reason, your defensive stance has held fast.
Yeah.
His next attack will be not against Goric or Moriel. What does he go for? He goes for Cullen here. And he will bite.
That's a lot of dice.
That is a lot of dice. And Gandalf
Ooh,
runes
close.
don't help him. Yeah, that was close. All right, the slime is gone. If anyone wants to change stance, they can. Otherwise, Cullen here, you're up next. Or actually, Adrihill, you'll be up first.
I think
Sorry,
at this point
Thaladin,
I
you're
can
up
go
first. Sorry.
back to forward.
Yeah, okay.
without
Everyone is
issue.
forwarding today.
Everybody's forward now.
Well, you see that wound on him, and you think maybe this is your chance.
Right.
Oh, come on. Oh, that's nice. You can, let's see, with the sword, unless it's keen,
No, it-
you can't make that a piercing blow. Your sword's not
What
keen,
I roll
is
on
it?
Gandalf? Nah, yeah, I would need to be keen. Yeah,
Yeah.
not enough. So it's just heavy blow. Yeah, just heavy blow. Keep it simple.
That's still pretty good. 12 damage. Are you hacking again at his mouth, at that spot that you've opened up there?
Well, it depends. If it's not looking at me, I will happily hack at the tail.
Okay, yeah, so it turned to bite Cullen here, and that's when you go for the tail. Nice. And you cut a huge, deep rift in that tail. Adrihill, you're up.
Could I become inspired from my distinctive feature that I am tall, as I perhaps have longer reach and can get the wound that's opened in his mouth?
Yeah, especially where you're right next to Cullen here, and you're in the swamp, and so, as much height as you can get will give you an advantage there. Oh, an Eye of Sauron. Still a great success, still 12 damage. So it was your skill, it was not your luck that did this. That was a nice hit. You guys are getting him slowly but surely. He might have some tricks up his sleeve for you. Cullen here, you're up next.
Okay. There we go.
Oh,
Nice.
There
nice.
we go.
Another Gandalf rune. He has to make a protection roll. This could do it. Oh, Cullen here. How do you take him out?
Nice.
I just jam my sword up through his chin, piercing all the way up through the top of his head, and I just keep slamming the pommel of my blade. Kind of the way Conan takes out the snake,
Yeah.
in the Barbarian.
I gotta admit, I thought this would be a way tougher fight. You guys got those two piercing blows early on. He's got some pretty nasty poison. If he scores a wound on somebody, the poison can be fatal. It can be pretty rough. He's got the hideous toughness, so if you just whittle down his experience or his endurance, it just goes back up to, rather than kill him, it causes a piercing blow, and he goes back to half his endurance, which was 80. So, a lot of hit points here, but you guys handled him. That was impressive. Moriel, you breathe a sigh of relief. He's been trying to sting you, and your allies managed to take him down.
Thanks, guys.
And as he sinks down into the mud, slime begins to just ooze and sludge out of every pore in his thick, rubbery skin. And
Don't touch that.
yeah, it's nasty. Moriel, give me an explore roll as you look around thinking, what if he's not alone? You're looking for Maybe signs of a den or more of these logs.
No.
Yeah, you see other logs on here, but you can see branches coming off of them. They don't quite look like this one. You're not sure. But this thing likely has a lair somewhere in the swamp. If you guys try to find it, you're more than welcome to look for it. He's likely been here a long, long time and eaten a lot of people that have come through here.
Could Adrahil try hunting? Maybe he follows the tracks of this beast?
There's not a lot of tracks because it uses the water, but you will find tracks where it comes up on the mud now and then. So I'd let you make a hunting roll with a penalty die. And a Gandalf rune, and wow, yeah. So you managed to find tracks and bones here and there, and eventually you find a burrow, and it's in the mud. You can see areas where he's pushed mud out of the way to dig this burrow, and it's coated with slime. There's all manner of insects in there. Many are stuck in the slime. And it's a deep burrow. It goes down into the ground a good 15 or 20 feet, which, if we're talking meters, we're talking, about 6 meters down into the ground, sloping down at an angle until it comes to a large area where he could curl up and sit out the hotter parts of the day. There's water and muck in there, but you see bones littering around the outside, as well as strips of what look like cloth and cloaks and leather. Like he's eaten perhaps Dunlendings or whomever comes into this swamp.
Well, I will call out to my companions and say I found where the beast layered, but be careful, there might be more of them in there.
Someone go in to check it out. Where's a hobbit when you need one?
Yeah, there could be, I don't know, there could be some worthwhile treasure left behind somebody he killed. So I'll go check it out.
Give me a scan roll and add a bonus die to it.
I was also going to wonder if I could use my keen eye distinctive feature.
Absolutely.
What is that?
So that will add if you spend hope, it'll add a bonus die. So that will cancel out the.
Oh, that would inspire.
That'll make you inspired.
Okay.
Yeah, look at all the Gandalf runes. So you go down into that muck, and you find what can be described as a treasure hoard. Amid a stratum of gelatinous, whitish mud speckled with teeth and bone fragments, you find a few coins, a rusted dagger with some bright glass in the hilt. But there's also a chest, its sides stained and discolored by long burial in the mud. You pull it out and bring it up to the surface. This thing has sat for a long time. Do you crack that thing open?
Yeah. Let's see what we found.
Let me have you roll 2 6-sided die for me.
2 6. Okay. 2d6.
Nice. So we find basically 20 units of treasure in here. Let's see, there's a way I can give that to everybody. Everybody will get 4 units of treasure. I can apply that to everybody. There we go. These, as well as, let me have you roll. Roll a 12-sided die 4 times. What you're going to do is do /R space 4DF.
4DF?
Yep.
Okay.
The 4 dice feet. Oh, there is a magical item in here. Roll a 6-sided die for me, Colin, here. It is a marvelous artifact. This is something that has a blessing, and so it's like a regular piece of traveling gear, but this gives you a bonus of 2 dice on it. You can also get a magical success with it. Let me see what you find. You find treasure, marvelous artifact. Alright, I'm going to roll a 7-sided die. We haven't found any of this yet. Number 1. You find a flute in here. Flute of the Follower. And this flute looks old. This ancient wooden flute was... the lore on this, it was used by the hobbit minstrel Fenwhittle to lure the rats from his hometown. However, what happened to Fenwhittle, you have no idea. Probably eaten by the Bathir. Does someone want to take that?
I was going to say, although I do have some skill in song, I feel like there are others that are even more adept at song than I, so if they want it, they should definitely take it.
Anyone feel inspired to take that?
Gork is feeling very down on himself and feels he has no right to the spoils of this creature.
Aren't Adrahil and Moriel good with song, and Thaladir? I thought, no?
Saladir is respectable in singing and is generally interested, but he already has a musical instrument, though not magical one.
Adrahil is not the best at song. He only has 1 diamond in song.
I guess I'll take it.
Moral, you're going to take it?
Sure.
Give me a...
And you said this gives +2 for a song?
It'll give you +2 anytime you use it, and if you spend a point of hope, you can make it a magical success with this flute. Do you want to take that, Moriel?
Sure.
Give me a wisdom roll.
Can I give bonus dice to support?
Sorry. I already
Too late.
Yeah. Well, you'd need to roll a 6, Moriel. If Thaladir wants to spend a point of hope, Moriel, you can roll a 6-sided die.
Yeah, sure. I will spend 1.
You're going to want a 6 here.
Yeah, you should be careful picking up random artifacts.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
it wouldn't be enough.
this is a greed test. This item has a certain taint on it. In fact, it's going to raise the eye awareness by 2. You're going to take 3 points of shadow.
Awesome.
Now, it's not a cursed item, but this has been sitting in this hoard and has absorbed the fellness of this beast. And it's still a wonderful flute, but the situation around how that flute came to be here is one of grief and sadness, and that seems to transfer over to you as you take this flute. Did you drag that onto your character sheet?
I just
There you
did.
go. Perfect. And then if you forget what it does, if you click on it, it'll tell you that you gain 2d when making skill rolls using that, and you can also achieve a magical success with it. So
Cool.
excellent. But you took a little bit of shadow from greed. Now, these coins that we find, there's something different about these coins. They resemble money struck in Gondor, but they bear the sigil of the eye. Let me have our ranger make a lore roll. And I'm going to have Thaladir make one as well, our elf from Rivendell. Nice. Thaladir. So, Adrahil, you don't recognize these coins, but Thaladir, you guess at the origin of these coins about the year 2758, about 200 years ago. You know that corsairs from Umbar landed in Enidwaith and allied with the Dunlendings against Rohan and Gondor. Those were the days of Helm Hammerhand and False King Wolf. This treasure must be part of that corsair war chest, money brought to hire Dunlendish mercenaries. So this is old. This has likely been here for 200 years.
Not that old.
Yeah, maybe not that long, but the coins are old. As you know, the coins only tell you a certain thing, when the coins were made, not necessarily how long they've sat here.
But they are probably of Umbaran origin.
Yes.
We suspected that they are exactly from the time of Helm Hammerhand.
Yep, exactly. That would be the approximate date on those coins, about 200 years ago. Do you all take those coins? I mean, money spent wherever you go.
I will take at least one of them to like show people that this is what we found. I suspect Saruman might be interested to at least add it to his journals.
Absolutely, I think he would be.
I don't need it as treasure. I don't care about taking a handful. I just want to take one, maybe two.
Yeah, money's not really a thing in this game anyway, unless you have an heir you're trying to raise up. Does anyone else take coins, or do you leave them here with the chest?
I think Gorik would leave them.
Yeah, once I saw the eye of Sauron on them, I'd probably leave them.
Yeah, Gorik, you know all about how money can make a dwarf sick with greed, and seeing that eye, maybe you think better of it.
Yeah.
What about Adrahil?
Yes, these were likely ill-gotten. I wouldn't take them.
And Moriel, do you take them?
No, I'm leaving them.
You're just thinking about poor Fen Whittle, who lost his flute.
Yeah.
Let's get back to our journey. We need one more.
Before we
yes.
leave, can I learn more about the being that we fought?
Yeah. Do you want to dissect it? See what's in there?
More like maybe consult memories of lore or
absolutely.
greater hunters or something like that.
Yeah, I think lore would be good.
There may be treasure inside it from somebody he ate.
Who cares? Oh no!
Any treasure hunter would care.
Like I am actually contemplating. Like this is a big thing, so I would try. I don't think it. It should be practically possible to like cut off its head or its stinging tail to make a trophy out of it.
Absolutely. The head would be pretty huge, but the tail, that's doable.
Then I will do that.
You hack that off. You don't know what this was or if there's more like it, but you think of all people, Saruman would be keenly interested in knowing.
Yeah, but if we have some sort of paper, then we will try to make a very rough sketch of it.
Yeah. So you spent some time here. Now, this is food. Do you eat this beast that you've just slain?
I would not.
Yeah, you know it's got a venomous stinger. You don't know if the flesh is any good. It's probably pretty tough. Did you want to disembowel it and see if there's anything inside?
Personally, no.
Callan here, did you want to gut that thing, or do you feel pretty happy with the chest that was found in that flute that Moriel took?
I mean, the chest is probably enough. I don't know if we even have time. I'd worry about stuff inside it being toxic and poisonous too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What if you hack into some sort of poison gland and sprays all over you? Let's get out of this swamp. Let's have Gorik make one more travel roll. If you get a success, we make it. If not, we'll have one more event.
Right.
Oh,
Looks like the luck streak has run out.
Event. All right, let me see who the target is. This will target our hunter. And we get a +1 on this. So, a joyful sight. Okay. If this succeeds, everyone will regain 1 hope. So, no pressure, Adrahil. Ah, nice. So everyone can recover 1 point of hope. I think after having been in that swamp, we come out and you spot some game, maybe a couple of large hares out here, and one of these hares is enough to put in the stew pot for all of us. And you manage to take it out, and this is the first fresh meat, clean meat that you've had any chance of getting in quite some time. And so there's a nice meal here, maybe a day away from Todden, and you know that the stretch going forward may prove difficult. You don't know what you may encounter, but at least you're going to go into it with a full belly. So, did everybody regain that hope?
That's just 1 point of hope.
Yep. And then let me take us to our map. And we have made the journey along the way, fought the bandits, fought the Bathir, found some game, and we will arrive. Now, we need to deal with some fatigue before we get to Todden, so let's go ahead and take care of that now. So we've got let's see, everyone is going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points of fatigue, but that's going to be reduced. Everyone can make a travel roll, and if you succeed, you will reduce some fatigue, and then it gets reduced by your mount.
With a great success, does that reduce?
That reduces
2 points?
2, yeah. So let me reduce. So I'll sum all this up, and then I'll tell you what your final fatigue will be. So great success for Goric, and everybody else failed. Then your mounts will reduce that fatigue further. So Thaladir, yours gets reduced by 2, and everybody else's will get reduced by 1. Oops. And then Adrahil, you take no fatigue because of your new virtue. So in the end, Adrahil, you'll take 0 fatigue, and Thaladir, you will take 4. Goric will take 4. Moriel and Calanhir will take 5. And that is next to your endurance on your character sheet. There's the little tiny diamond that says fatigue, and you'll put your fatigue in there. And that counts as load. Then every night you spend in a safe place, Todden would be a safe place, that fatigue will get reduced by 1. So again, the numbers are 0 for Adrahil, 4 for Thaladir, 4 for Goric, 5 for Moriel, and 5 for Calanhir. Everybody got that?
Yep.
Perfect. Let's go to a map. Oh man, we're almost out of time. Let's go to a map. I've got a little flavor text I'll read you here. As you see the sea for many of you for probably the first time. The wind has been changing all day. At first it's merely different, cooler somehow, carrying a freshness unlike the scents of field, forest, or mountain. Then another smell reaches you, salt. A strange scent, sharp and clean and ancient. As the road climbs a final rise, the wind suddenly surges against your faces, tugging at cloaks and hair alike. And then you see it, the sea. For a moment, words fail. Before you stretches a vastness greater than any plain, wider than any kingdom, immeasurable beneath the sky. Green-blue waters roll endlessly toward the western horizon, their white-capped waves marching in ranks toward the shore. Sunlight dances across the surface like scattered silver coins, while farther out the sea darkens into shades of sapphire and deep indigo beyond naming. The thunder of the breakers fills the air. Wave after wave crashes upon the rocks below, sending fountains of spray high into the sunlight. The sound is endless, ceaseless, as though the world itself is breathing. Above, white gulls wheel and cry. Their voices drift upon the wind, wild and lonely, mingling with the crash of the surf. The air tastes of salt upon your lips. The breeze carries cool mist across your skin. Everywhere there is motion, the waves rising and falling, the birds circling overhead, the restless waters stretching beyond sight. Beyond that distant horizon lies mystery. These are the waters that bore the ships of Arendil, the mariner, beneath strange stars. These are the deeps that swallowed mighty Numenor when pride brought ruin upon the greatest kingdom of men. Somewhere beyond the bent circles of the world lies the uttermost west, where mortal feet may never tread, and where the blessed realm endures beyond sorrow and the passing of years. For the briefest of moments, as you gaze westward, you think you hear music, faint, far away, a voice lifted in song beyond the reach of sight, a melody filled with beauty and longing, speaking of silver trees beneath deathless stars, of white shores, of lost kingdoms and ancient days when elves walked openly beneath sun and moon. The words are gone before they can be understood. The music fades. The gulls cry once more, and the waves continue their endless song. And then the spell is broken. Below, where the river Ison meets the sea, lies a village, small, weather-beaten, and ordinary. A cluster of low buildings crouches against the wind, their walls made of mud and timber, their roofs thick with straw. Wooden wrecks stand along the shore, heavy with drying fish whose pungent smell hangs over the settlement. Fishing boats bob in the river mouth, their hulls scarred by years of toil. The folk who move among the huts seem hardened by wind and weather alike. Their faces are lined, their clothing plain, and they regard strangers with wary eyes. This is Todden. In their tongue it means the landing, a humble place perched upon the edge of the world. Do you head into town, or what do you do? And this is that dock of Numenorian make, Thaladir, that you had read about in the books. And to gaze upon a work of Numenor, this is something that is not often afforded for any of the folk in Middle-earth.
You were mentioning that the like a song that we heard faintly.
Yeah, it sounds like you heard a song.
Can I guesstimate what was it? Like if it was only in my head, or
Give me a riddle roll.
or maybe the question is whether it was a human voice singing it. Not today.
You are not sure, but that's something that you wonder. Like, was that actually a human voice? Like, you don't see, there's no one nearby. It sounded far off. Did your ears deceive you? Was it something magical? You're not sure, but it was definitely strange.
Magically, you say?
Yeah.
Okay, does anyone mind taking a... Oh, wait, we don't have magical riddle anymore. Ah, fuck, never mind.
Yeah,
we have
took
magical
that one
insight.
off. Yep.
Okay, can I make my own magic riddle roll?
Yes. Yep. You can spend a point of hope.
Yeah, I'll pull that. Well, I guess I'm not re-rolling, but yeah, too late. Where was it? This way.
There we go. Excellent. As you think back, one, that's going to increase our eye awareness. I'm going to bump that up. How does this manifest magically? How would others understand that something magical just happened as you interpret this song?
Good question.
Maybe do you start to sing that song back?
Like normally, like my own like headcanon for magic successes is reaching into the spirit realm that elves simply have this connection.
Yeah, maybe your eyes begin to glow golden or something.
That is possible, and if other elves also are connected to spirit realm, they know that I am beginning to glow more than usual.
Yeah, so I think that Cullen here in Moriel, you would see that something is happening with Thaladir, as though he is reaching into that spirit realm for knowledge. And Thaladir, you understand that song is absolutely magical in origin. and the words are old Elvish. It sounds like. In fact, it sounds like a song that you have heard long ago from Rivendell, but very long ago, maybe 200 years ago or more, and something that has not been sung in a long time in Rivendell.
So the lyrics are in Sindar or well, whatever elf language.
Yes, yep, Quenya, I think. Or I guess it would be Sindarin. So yeah.
And the song is magical.
Now, you would not be aware of this, but Gorik, you heard the song in the Dwarven tongue, and Adrahil, you heard it in the tongues of men. But none of you would have said, "Oh, that's a dwarf singing." But you all heard this song in your own language. Perhaps this is why Saruman sent you to Todden, or perhaps there's more.
Yeah, that may be the Sea Prince being magical.
But we should keep our wits about us. It could be some device of the sorceress that Saruman said lives here.
Well, we still don't know if it's for good or bad. We should just, as you said, we should just be cautious.
Are there people busying about around, or
Yes, so you see a few people. You see a few things going on in town. There are people moving about. It looks like a rather normal village. Here in the center of town, right here, this looks like some sort of marketplace. It's although market is a pretty grand term for this open space. There's little trade here, just bartering for various necessities. This village is so isolated that outsiders almost never come here, and save the occasional brave traveler from western Gondor that might make it out here, and that's once every few years. But right now, in the center of town, you see that there's a pile that's piled high with offerings. You see barrels of most likely pickled and preserved food. There's crates of dried fish. There are sacks of grain, coils of rope, and other necessities all piled up in the middle of that square. There is a rather large house right here, and you see a few people milling about the house, and then from this area here, you see there's smoke coming out of here, and you can hear laughter even from a distance. This must be the local tavern or inn. And then at the end of the long dock, this is the old landing here. There's a huge stone jetty, far larger than the village needs. There's a few fishing boats that bob absurdly alongside of it, underlining just how strangely big it is. This is clearly of far more advanced construction than anything else in the town, and Thalador, you know that this was built by the descendants of Numenor, but it looks relatively unweathered.
But like, if this is second age, then this has to be like 5,000 years old or
Exactly.
something like that.
But it looks like it was built just recently.
I think a tavern is good a place as any to try to gather some information that could help us in our task, Gorik says with his mouth watering just a little bit.
Smelling the smoke, the scent of ale is on the air. You can smell all the fish. You know there's got to be some sort of amazing fish stew or something in that tavern. Does Gorik begin to head down towards town?
If nobody moves to oppose him, yeah.
Anyone object?
No, I'll go with him.
Do we see some sort of door guards or like not like some watchmen watching over the road that try to like halt us and ask what is our business here or something?
As if you get closer to the road as you're heading down, you don't see any. There's no guards or patrols. But as you're coming down the road, you might notice a few figures leave the big house and begin to head that way, as though they're going to intercept you or greet you or welcome you. You're not sure, but a few youngish looking men, maybe mid-20s, are headed towards the road once they've spotted you. And that's probably a good place to stop. Just on the outskirts of Todden. Now, one thing that we should have done before we got here is we could have had one more rest from our journey. So I went ahead and recovered the endurance for Goric, but we still have 3 points from the fellowship that we can spend right now if 3 of you want to recover some hope. Adrahil's down 1, Goric is down 2, Moriel's down 2, Thaladir's down 2, and Callan here is down 3.
I think I've still got a good bit. I'm okay to hold off for now.
I'll take 1 if I can.
Yeah. So maybe if we do 1 to Thaladir and like 2 to Callan here, everybody will have a pretty decent amount. It's probably not a bad idea if everyone's okay with that, unless someone's. The only other one that would be low would be Adrahil. And then last thing is we've got some fellowship focus. Adrahil has 1, Moriel has 1, Thaladir has 1. Goric does not have 1 yet. You don't have to choose one, but if you want to, you may.
I
And
think he
Callan
can
here
not
doesn't
or
either.
something like that. That Goric has his culture specific problem that he can only choose dwarves.
Yes, that's correct from Belagost. Yep. Callan here, did you want to choose a fellowship focus? It's someone that if you aid them, they get like an extra bonus, but also if they get wounded, you take a point of shadow.
Yeah.
So Adrahil has Moriel. Moriel has Adrahil. Oh, and Thaladir has Callan here. Do you want to take Thaladir or Goric? And you don't have to. If you wanted to, you can. You can also wait and see who your character naturally bonds to.
Yeah. I mean, I take shadow.
If they take a wound, you'll take a point of shadow. That's the downside. The upside is that if you aid them, if you help them, they get additional points or additional.
That's what's
dice.
bothering me. I'm already building up shadow,
So,
and my hope is already going.
So that may not be something that Callan here wants.
Yeah, I don't want to end up miserable.
Now, we won't have a chance to remove any shadow right now. Once we get to our next fellowship phase, which will be after the next session, then we'll be able to remove 1, 2, or 3 points of shadow depending on how much we've interfered with the enemy. Otherwise, you could take a shadow scar and try to remove some temporary shadow, make it a 1 permanent scar. But let's do some experience points as well. Everybody gets 3 skill points and 3 treasure points. 3 skill and 3 adventure points. And then we will pick up as you guys are walking towards Todden. Any questions or concerns before we sign off for the night? Or the morning as it is for Ardanian? All right. Let's go ahead and call it there. In 2 weeks, we'll meet up again, and we will finish this adventure. This is the second adventure from the book called The Sea Prince of the... What is it? Sea Prince of the Shore? Yeah. And we'll finish this up for Saruman. So I will see you all in 2 weeks. Thanks, everybody.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thanks
so much.
I was worried
everyone.
you would be Prince of Bel Air.
The Fresh Prince of Bel Air. the Sea Prince of Bel-Air. Nice.
Yeah, the monster that we fought was all getting close there.
Right. He might live with his uncle here. We'll find out.